Dear viewers, this is our special episode, People Who Matter, where I talk to prominent persons in the industry, heads of institutions, opinion makers, thought leaders on their views on what's happening in the economy, what's new, and things which can be of importance to all of you. In today's episode, I'm going to talk to one prominent personality, Chief Operating Officer of HDFC Life, Mr. Sameer Yogeshwar. Stay till the end of this video. This is an important video for the NRI community because they are going to roll out very important, very exciting product range from Gift City. This is NRI Money Clinic for you, and I am Dr. Chandrakant Bhatt, your financial guide for a happy living.
NRI Money Clinic. No hype, just the right advice.
Program. Dear viewers, I am excited to talk to Mr. Sameer Yogeshwar. Mr. Sameer Yogeshwar is the Chief Operating Officer of HDFC Life and Non-Executive Director at HDFC Life International. He has over 25 years of experience in this particular line. Who can be better to talk to than Mr. Sameer Yogeshwar? His experience includes working in various departments of HDFC Life, prominent being sales, bank assurance, and he has headed international business as well. Welcome to this episode, Mr. Sameer Yogeshwar.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bhatt. It is a very proud privilege for me to be part of your show. I represent, as you very correctly said, HDFC Life and also HDFC Life International. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Mr. Sameer Yogeshwar, you have come with an exciting opportunity for the NRI community. Today, NRI community, apart from investing in India, are also wanting to invest in rest of the world. And their dream is finding an avenue today in the form of various companies which are coming from the Gift City, which is established near Ahmedabad. Let's restrict myself today to the activities of HDFC Life and HDFC Life International with respect to the products which are getting rolled out from Gift City. My first question to you is, you are the Chief Operating Officer of HDFC Life and you have floated a subsidiary in the form of HDFC International Life. Why there is a separate company's need to cater to this opportunity of serving the NRI community?
So, Dr. Bhatt, great question to start off with. And let me try and go back a little bit in history to answer this question. So around 15 years ago, we had actually set up a representative office in Dubai. And we had done this because our NRI client base was expanding very rapidly. And we felt a pressing need that we need to service our clients. And being a very customer-centric and a client-centric organization, we said, let's set up something in Dubai because a major cohort of our customers were based in the Gulf, Dubai, UAE, and thereabouts in the GCC. So what then happened is that our experience in the Gulf market made us realize that the HDFC brand name, whether it was HDFC Limited, the Australia HDFC Limited, HDFC Bank, and HDFC Life, was extremely well known. It was very well respected, and the NRI diaspora actually loved us and continues to love us. While the NRI diaspora was very happy to associate with us through the products that HDFC Life was offering in terms of, the INR denominated products, very often we would meet our clients and they would express that, we are very happy with what HDFC Life has given us, but would you have any other multi-currency options and multi-currency products available? Now, their earning was in a different currency and therefore the need for the same currency products was very, very acutely felt. We also realized that, and I say this very, very respectfully, but we realized that a lot of the products that were available to them in the international markets, they were frankly not very customer-centric. And not very customer-centric, all from the pricing perspective, from the features perspective, and also from the process perspective in terms of the customer experience. So if I may, this was really the seed that germinated our intent that let's set up something a little more relevant internationally. And which is why back in 2016, and you mentioned that I'm on the board of HDFC Life International. So HDFC International Life India, that's the registered name of the organization. We call it HDFC Life International, as an abbreviated name. The company really was set up as a reinsurance entity in DIFC. Why did we set it up as a reinsurance entity? We set it up as a reinsurance entity simply because in true HDFC style, we wanted to first understand the risk profile of the market. We wanted to see it from a very close lens and see what the risk profile is and what the NRI profile in the market is. And I dare say that for the last 8 years now, we are running a very successful niche and a very profitable reinsurance book. So that was the genesis of the international foray of HDFC Life into the Dubai market or into the GCC market. And then in 2023, the opportunity presented itself because we had the opportunity to set up a branch of the Dubai company at GIFT City. And I think this is what we are going to be talking about today. So if I had to summarize this in a nutshell, here we had a fully capitalized, so there's HDFC Life. HDFC Life has set up a fully capitalized international subsidiary, which is operating in the DIFC now for more than 6 years. And then the GIFT City opportunity comes up. And then we said, okay, let us set up a branch of an entity in GIFT City and start offering multi-currency products to the NRI diaspora because we felt the need. Because, having been there for almost about 15 years, we knew that NRIs want products. There was only one decision we had to make. And that decision was, should we go and open a branch of HDFC Life or should we open a branch of HDFC International Life? I think that was really the decision that we had to take. And we then decided that, okay, there are multiple advantages of opening. And I know this is a slightly long-winded answer, but it's very, very critical in the context of the brilliant question that you asked. HDFC Life or HDFC International, whose branch should we actually set up in GIFT City? And we then decided that there are some multiple advantages of actually opening a branch of the international subsidiary. The primary advantage was that the international subsidiary is a rated entity. We actually carry a rating of BBB, and that's something we wear very proudly because we are actually carrying a rating which is given to us by S&P International, S&P Global, which is a notch above the India rating. So, we are actually a slightly higher than investment grade rated entity. And I think this gives us a major advantage in a lot of markets because regulators and reinsurers often mandate that, as an entity, if you're coming and operating in my market, I need to operate or I need regulated entities who are actually well rated by either S&P or, an equivalent organization. That was the first major reason. The second reason is that during the journey of spending time in Dubai as a reinsurance entity, we gained a lot of knowledge about how international fund managers operate. We learned a lot about the debt market dynamics. We learned a lot about how an interplay of these start driving investment structures because we were investing our own capital as well in terms of, since we were a fully capitalized entity. We started realizing since we were a reinsurance company, we started understanding mortality risks. We started understanding morbidity risks. And critically, and most importantly, and I'll end with that, is we understood what exactly the customer needs and what is it that the customer expects from an insurer. So putting all of this together, we said, okay, the right decision and the prudent and the correct decision is to extend the HDFC International brand into GIFT City. And that is why this entity of a branch of the Dubai-based subsidiary was set up in GIFT City. So sorry, Doctor, slightly long-winded answer, but it is something that is actually core to our business because that's a question that everybody keeps asking us, that why this and why not that. So I hope I've been able to explain that.
Very interesting and very exciting. Here is a very prominent company of India. Its brand name known worldwide. Then sets up a subsidiary in DIFC in Dubai. Now opens up a branch in GIFT City. And this company has a rating which is higher than the sovereign rating of India itself. Really, really exciting. Probably many of the NRIs may not be knowing about these particular facts. Now, can you please take me through what is that your company is trying to do which will help the NRI community?
I mentioned that, we've been around in the GCC or the Gulf market based in UAE for almost 15 years through the representative office. Now, because we've been around and because we believe we understand this market and we've actually, been there and actually worked there and spoken to customers, I do believe that as an entity and as a team, we understand exactly what makes a typical NRI tick. We know what NRIs want. We understand their servicing needs. We understand their product needs. And most critically, we understand the interplay between the NRI requirements of, having multi-currency insurance products, which are offering global cover. And all this is being done because largely NRIs want to hedge their cross-currency depreciation risk. NRIs are acutely aware that, the rupee has depreciated an X percentage over, so many years against, let's say, the dollar, which is really the reserve currency. So often the requirement really is give me a multi-currency product. So when we have come up with this product proposition or when we've come up with this entire proposition out of GIFT City, we are very specifically addressing this issue and this concern. So what are we doing? We've come up with a product suite. We have designed a product suite and we'll be adding many more products to this. And what is this product suite doing? It's basically a basket of multi-currency products. It's basically and the important part is, and you'll say, and I know that there are a lot of companies offering maybe multi-currency or different currency products out there. But the key difference is, and how it helps the NRIs, is that the products that we have come up with are carrying the brand ethos of the HDFC Life group or the HDFC group, the larger HDFC group. They are designed and they are tailor-made, exactly matching the requirements of what NRIs need. So we know, and we again, I'm saying this very respectfully, it's a learning journey, but for now, we know what an NRI wants. We have come up with a set of products which are actually managing and matching the exact expectations that NRIs have. And of course, this is a dynamic process. We'll keep changing it. But I can say this respectfully, but I will say it very firmly, that the products that we have come up with are far richer in terms of features. They're far more customer-centric in terms of what they offer to the end customer. And this, I'm comparing this to any other competing product which is out there in the market. These are existing products that are being peddled by international insurers in the markets where we are either operating or we intend to operate. So I think the beautiful convergence of the HDFC name, the HDFC ethos, HDFC philosophy in terms of designing products, which is triangulating what a distributor wants, what a manufacturer wants and what a customer wants, and then skewing it towards what the customer actually needs and requires, is what completely differentiates us and is going to be a complete breath of fresh air insofar as an NRI's requirement for insurance is concerned. So I think that is how we will specifically help NRIs. Thank you.
I fully echo your views, Mr. Yogeshwar. I have practiced outside of India. I have lived in Dubai for more than 15 years now. When we met clients, one thing which was there in their mind was, it's fine to deal with company A, B, C. These are all international companies. We are not worried about the solvency of these companies or whether they exist or not. But the question is, if something happens to me, how will my family back home will pursue my claim papers? How will they be assisted or not? Probably this Indian brand name, setting up a subsidiary, then having a branch in Gift City gives a lot of comfort to this NRI community. Look, I have taken a plan from them, or I have subscribed to some of the products which have been floated by them. If things were to go wrong, I don't have to go abroad and fight out this case. Probably I can, sitting at home or within my confines of India, my family will be able to handle it. That's a great amount of comfort. And who doesn't know HDFC? HDFC is a household name in India. One thing I would like to ask you is, when we talk about NRIs, see, if I go to the banks of various bank branches in India, many people do not even know how the NRI banking is done. My assumption was that NRI community is very small. Now you have set up a company exclusively for catering to the NRIs. How big is this opportunity? Can you take us through a few numbers that you have worked on?
The NRI market is actually fairly large. And if I had to, and I'll restrict myself only to one number, which gives us a sense of the size of what this market is all about. The population of NRIs outside of India, of course, outside of India, is as high as 32 million. Now, if you place it in the context of size, that is probably as much as the entire population of a Malaysia. Or if you want to put it in a fancier way, it's probably 5 Norways put together. So, that's how large the size of the NRI market is. And look at the core of this cohort. Who are NRIs? You've been an NRI doctor. I have been an NRI for X number of years. And you would know what I'm saying is very, very true, both from an objective standpoint and from a subjective standpoint, that an NRI is a cohort of individuals. They are globally respected. Wherever they work, they are very well assimilated into the local cultures. So here you have a cohort of globally respected, locally respected, well assimilated individuals, importantly, who maintain very proudly their roots back in India. So it's not just about going out there and being an NRI. It's about the fact that I am an NRI. I am assimilating well into the local culture. I am respected here. But it also means that whatever is there back in India in terms of my roots, I have maintained that, and I have maintained that very, very proudly. So the proclivity towards working with a very strong Indian brand, and I'm only echoing what you said a few minutes ago, the proclivity of working with a very strong Indian brand which can take care of their insurance needs is also extremely high. And they would love to work with a single brand that takes care of them in India, in terms of their India requirements, in terms of INR denominated products, and also globally, whichever currency, the usual, obviously, like a USD or a Euro or a GBP kind of, denominated product. So I think from that point of view, looking at this number of 32 million, well assimilated, large cohort of people, we are very excited to bring this value proposition to them. and serve this cohort and bring really cutting edge processes and extraordinarily relevant and fantastic products to this entire cohort. So I think that's really what we are trying to do.
Mr. Yogeshwar, you said that the name of the company is HDFC International Life and Re. This gives me an impression that you are looking after the life insurance business and reinsurance business. When it comes to question of Indian companies, if you say they are the life insurance companies, they look after only the life insurance, whereas the general insurance comes under a different subsidiary. How does it work when it comes to question of HDFC International Life and Re?
So I think the answer is, as you very correctly picked up, is in the name. So the entity that we have set up is called HDFC International Life and Re. As I said, it's a fully capitalized subsidiary of HDFC Life that has been set up in DIFC. So that's the core of it. Now, as I said, the answer is in the name. So it's HDFC International. So obviously it's the international arm of the HDFC Life Group, International Life and Re. What does our license allow? Our license allows us to write life products as a direct life writer and reinsurance as a reinsurance capacity provider. So there are two aspects of our license. So as you rightly said, when there is a concept of a composite license, the way a composite license is accepted or understood around the world, it's a composite license of a life and health license put together. Here, what we have is a life license, which allows us to do life and health. And we have a reinsurance license, which allows us to do reinsurance of life and health risks. So that is the license that we had or have, and this is in DIFC. Now, so HDFC International Life and Re, what we've been using so far, because we are based in DIFC, we have only been using the reinsurance part of our license. We have not been writing any life or health risks directly as a manufacturer in the UAE market. That is also a factor of the fact that that license is not available right now. The regulations there do not allow new companies to come and start selling direct life insurance policies in that market, which is what we have respected. So we have steered clear of the life license. We've maintained that life and health direct writing license and only focused on the reinsurance business, which, as I earlier mentioned, is a successful and a large reinsurance book that we have created over the last 8 years now. What we are doing now is that the life part of our license is what we are utilizing when we have set up HDFC Life International as a brand name in GIFT City. So what this allows me now is, because my core license allows me to do life and reinsurance business, I am doing the reinsurance business out of DIFC, but the life business I am going to be doing out of GIFT City as a manufacturer. So I think that explains how we are actually using the license, and that explains the genesis of HDFC Life International. And I know that the next logical and immediate question would be that, okay, then how is HDFC Life International different from HDFC Life? I think there, as I indicated very clearly, HDFC Life International is really the brand that we have created, or the name that we are going to be using out of GIFT City. It is basically a branch of HDFC International Life and Re, which is based in DIFC. And we are really cut from the same cloth, if I may. It's not very different. There's a very nice apple and tree analogy. People keep saying that, apple doesn't really fall very far from the tree. So we are always saying that at a DNA level, we are no different from HDFC Life. Everything that HDFC Life stands for, we are aspiring to emulate. In many ways, we say that we are the child who hero worships the parent and says that I want to be like my parent in every way. We are very, very aware of the fact that we are custodians of a massive brand. And that's a very onerous responsibility on us. And we want to do everything that is in our power to not just preserve this, but to also add to the brand. So I think that's really how we are. Having said that, we want to carve our own path. We are very proud of what the parent has achieved. We are very proud of what the parent is doing, which is HDFC Life, which is back in India, of which I am the Chief Operating Officer, as you had indicated earlier. But we want to carve our own path while remaining true to what our parent stands for. I think that's the philosophy that guides us. HDFC Life will offer INR products. HDFC Life International will offer non-INR products. From a regulatory perspective, HDFC Life is, of course, regulated by the IRDAI, whereas HDFC Life International has regulations, FSCA, which is the GIFT City regulator, and the other regulator being DFSA, which is the DIFC regulator. So I think broadly, that's the difference between HDFC Life and HDFC Life International.
Mr. Yogeshwar, you have opened a branch in GIFT City, and you have articulated why it makes sense for you to have a branch in GIFT City. Now, let me take the sides of NRIs. And HDFC International Life is having a branch there. There are so many companies, banks, and other things have set up businesses in GIFT City. Can you take me through what benefits an NRI gets by subscribing to products which are made available through the Gift City? I want you to talk a little bit more beyond the life business, what benefits the NRI community gets by dealing with the companies which are set up in Gift City.
Again, I'm shamelessly going to pick up on a point that you had made earlier, Doctor, which you had obviously picked up very, very smartly. I think the first thing that an NRI needs to keep in mind, or what we've seen, is that it is very, very comforting for a typical NRI to deal with a reputed Indian brand. They're very comfortable. I mean, you may be back anywhere in the world, but as long as you're dealing with a reputed Indian, and because the connect is there, they know what's exactly happening in the BFSI sector, they know what's happening in every sector for that matter. So they're very comfortable dealing with a reputed Indian brand. The second part, which is linked to this, is that NRIs always maintain a very deep connection with their motherland. They always maintain it. Now, let's look at the regulatory environment in Gift City. What we have seen, and since we've been interacting with Gift City regulators and the entities there for the last couple of years, the regulatory and legal environment in Gift City largely mirrors what is prevalent in the Indian onshore environment. So whatever we are used to in the onshore regulatory environment in terms of customer protection, taking care of, and again, it's not just policyholders protection, so I'm saying this very carefully, customer protection, because you told me to speak about not just insurance, but any other product. So the customer protection, policyholder protection, etc. rules which have been built for so many years in India onshore are largely mirrored. So the good parts of that are very largely mirrored back in Gift City. So what does this do? This basically ensures that there is a sense of predictability and a sense of consistency in what NRIs are used to insofar as what they have been dealing with back in India. Also, and I'm just going to build on this a little bit, and Doctor, nobody better than you who would understand this, that over the last 10 years or so, the Indian regulatory architecture has, across the BFSI space, not just insurance, it has really evolved. It has evolved tremendously over the last decade or so. And how has it evolved? It has evolved for the better, because customer interests have formed the core of any regulations or regulatory actions that have happened in this entire sector. So I would say that the Gift City story, which is unfolding, is pretty much incorporating all the positives of the Indian architecture, the good stuff that is happening in India in terms of regulatory movements, and that is forming the core of the financial free zone. So it's almost like the best of India is being offered to the rest of the world. And, the NRIs are obviously sitting across the world, and they're actually able to then, so dealing with a Gift City based company would typically mean dealing with, let's say, a good reputed Indian brand, working or dealing with a jurisdiction that follows, say, Indian laws, which we Indians understand, NRIs understand very well, a consistent and predictable overall regulatory architecture. And of course, the fact of the matter is that the Indian financial services, the entire environment or the ecosystem is very tightly regulated, and it is getting more regulated, all with an eye on ensuring that the customer's interests are taken care of. So all in all, it's a win-win for a typical NRI.
Target audience or the target customer group is the NRIs. Are you restricting yourself to the NRI community when it comes to question of catering your products, or do you also cater to the resident Indians, OCIs, PIOs, or some foreign nationals? See, now in Dubai, 85% of the population is an expat population. Of course, the most of the population is from the Asian subcontinent. Nevertheless, we have more than 150 countries, nationalities who live in Dubai. So does your company take business from other nationalities too, or if there is some resident Indians who are interested to deal with you, does your business licenses or the scope of business permit you to onboard them as well?
Very interesting question. So two parts to this. One is, offer this product or the products that we have and the future products that we have, will we offer it to resident Indians? And I'll answer that later. Let me answer the first part of the question, which is, are we restricting it only to a nationality of somebody who's either a resident Indian or an Indian by origin? The answer is no. While my primary target today is an NRI customer, because the resonance that an NRI customer has with the HDFC Life name is very strong. So to that extent, it becomes easier to sell. But our product propositions, the way they have been designed, the way they have been filed, and the way they have been approved, are completely agnostic of nationality or residency status, which basically means that any foreign national anywhere in the world where we are operating, if that person is desirous of taking an HDFC Life International product, that will be made available. What is the end dream that we have? What is the dream that my team is working towards? What we want to do is, we eventually want to create a massive Indian brand that is respected across the world. That is the most sought after brand, not just in the resident Indian and NRI community, but across the world. So this is a dream that we carry, and we are very confident of being able to achieve it. And I'll tell you where the confidence stems from. The confidence stems from the fact that Indian brands in various industries are very well respected. They're gaining traction across the world. So I see no reason why the HDFC Life brand name will not very soon be a very well known and a very sought after brand for anyone in the world, irrespective of their nationality. Why? Because our product performance will be such, the features of our product will be such, and finally and eventually the customer experience that we'll bring to the table, which my team is working on, it will end up making us the most obvious choice for anyone and everyone. And we say that HDFC Life should be the most obvious choice in India. I say that HDFC Life International should be the most obvious choice for anyone and everyone, completely agnostic of residency status or nationality, anywhere in any corner of the world where we operate.
I definitely look forward to that day where we feel that pride in us that our own Indian company has conquered the world, and definitely look forward to that. I know we have time constraints for you as well as for the length of this video. But before I let you go, I would like to ask you at this point of time, have you rolled out any products? Just give me the brief, and probably in more videos in future, we'll try and take them through the details of these products. But if my audience is curious to know what products you have already rolled out, is it possible for you to bring it to the benefit of my audience?
A very quick and crisp answer. Yes, we have already rolled out products. There are products that are already open for enrollment. There are products where we are already seeing a little bit of traction in terms of customers actually coming to us and seeking these products. There are basically 6 products right now, Doctor, that are actually out there, which we are offering through our GIFT City entity. On the savings side, we have a product called the Global Education Plan. I think the Global Education Plan, again, by the answer is in the name. It's a savings product. It's a product where parents can actually create a corpus which can fund the future education of the child. So if they start at a decent time and they start early, they can create a corpus which is, as I said, cross-currency, depreciation risk hedged corpus of money which can be used for children's education. And of course, during this entire time, the parents also or the person who's the life assured also enjoys protection for the entire duration of the policy. It's a pure vanilla savings product, but it is specifically created for taking care of the education needs corpus. The other product, again on the life side that we have come up with, is a universal term insurance. Again, straightforward. It is a simple, and this is all true HDFC Life philosophy. We don't believe in creating very fancy and cluttered products which are difficult to understand. So these are very simple, straightforward products. So apart from the savings product that I spoke about, there is a standard term product, which is basically a universal term insurance product, which offers global cover, and it is denominated in USD, and it offers you a dollar denominated life cover and works like a typical term plan or a typical term product. So these are the 2 on the life side. We also have 2 products on the health side, Doctor. There's a product that we call the Global Student Healthcare. And again, the answer is in the name. It is for students, and India has been probably one of the single largest exporters of quality students across the world. A lot of Indian students actually go out and they're seeking a good college education in various parts of the world. So we find that one of the big problems that they face is quality health cover in the geographies where they reside and study. And one of the last thing we want is for students to worry about their health cover. So we've come up with this product called the Global Student Healthcare Plan. It is, of course, a health product. A variant of this product, if I may, is called the Insignia Global Health. It is again a health product, but this is a product which gives you access to the finest medical facilities across the world. You know, the sum assured also range from $1.5 million to $4.5 million. So this is a slightly higher end product for aspirational HNI and super HNI customers. So there's this Insignia Global Health product also that we've come up with. So apart from these 4 products that have come on the individual side, on an individual platform from GIFT City, the other 2 products that we have launched are on the health side. So 2 on the life side and now 2 on the health side. The first product is the Global Student Healthcare, and again by design and by name, it is a product that is designed to take care of the health cover requirements of students from India who are actually going abroad. And we know that that's a massive number. Large number of students actually go out. And the last thing we want is, while the student is working really hard, because we know how well Indian students do, the last thing we want them to do is to worry about the quality of healthcare and the quality of health cover that is available to them in an alien land. So this product actually works for that. We have the Insignia Global Health. That's the second product that we've come up with. And this is a higher sum assured product. It's a very specific product for upwardly mobile and aspirational customers who are looking for higher sum assured and the finest medical facilities across the world. So we've come up with the Insignia Global Health product, and which has sum assureds of 1.5 million to 4.5 million. I think it's, as I said, by design, it's a higher sum assured kind of a product. And finally, on the group side, there are two products that we've launched. Again, in true HDFC style, simple products: Group Term Life and Group Credit Life. Group Term Life is a standard term product which you can actually offer to entities and companies which are based in GIFT City. And of course, the Group Credit Life product, which is again a simple product that attaches itself to any credit that the customer has taken. So whether you've taken a education loan from a GIFT City based entity, you can actually attach a Group Credit Life. So these are all 6 products that are already live, and we are seeing, as I've indicated earlier, we are seeing a lot of traction on these products. We are building our book slowly and surely. And of course, these are the first 6 of many more product types that will come in. What we offer is, and what these names don't tell you, is a classic and fantastic customer service experience behind it. Uncluttered, simple, straightforward, easy to understand, no fine print. And importantly, this is the ethos that will keep driving whatever new products we keep coming up with in future.
Thank you, Mr. Yogeshwar. We wish you all the best in your endeavor, and we look forward to a day where HDFC International Life, along with its parent HDFC Life, becomes the most respected, most prominent life insurance brand in the world. Thank you very much for your time, for the benefit of my audience, to come with all these points and what's happening in the GIFT City and how companies are geared up to cater to the NRI community. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor.
Dear viewers, GIFT City is something which is very exciting for the NRI community. As days, months, and years pass by, you can expect more and more products to get rolled out from the GIFT City, and keep looking out for the videos that we will do as we cover GIFT City extensively in the months ahead. Hope the video that I have done today helped you to understand what exactly is happening in GIFT City and the expectations the NRI community can have from these developments. If you got the required information from this, please do give me a thumbs up. If you are yet to subscribe for this channel or watching this channel for the first time, please do hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. Do not forget to share these videos with your near and dear ones, friends and relatives, and on all the WhatsApp groups and social media handles on which you are connected with. Thank you very much for watching this episode on NRI Money Clinic. I shall be back with you with yet another topic, with yet another expert next Tuesday. Till then, stay safe. Jai Hind.
Press the bell icon for more details and subscribe our channel.